Hey YouTube, we are back and looking at Salesforce today, ticker symbol CRM. This is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today I am rounding out really my top 3 software stocks right now that I'm looking at. We talked earlier last week about Microsoft. We talked already about this week NVIDIA, which in my opinion is one of the best stocks on the planet, and in particular one of the best companies. And today we're going to talk about another top performer, and in this we've got Salesforce. And I think that we're getting ready to break out to an all-time high on Salesforce, and that can be dangerous to invest at this point in time. So keep that in mind, that this is a company at the top end, but this is one that is dominating the customer resource management, and I can't think of another company that I would put in this classification, or rather in this sector, that is dominating their industry as well as Salesforce is. So that being said, why do we like Salesforce? And just some of the things that we can talk about here is some of the quarter-to-quarter growth on the income. And this is honestly pretty remarkable. We've got the yearly chart right here just on the total revenue. But on the year-to-year basis, we saw quarter-to-quarter, or rather year-over-year growth by nearly 30%, which is pretty insane for a company of this size, that their top-line revenue is still growing at that 30%. The other cool thing that we're going to be watching at is they're actually making a lot more money this calendar year than they were last year. And that's largely driven by that Q2. And again, this is not something that we're surprised at. We saw some huge increases over the course of this year of people kind of switching over. I'll show you this on the annual basis. Just the year-over-year growth on the net income side. They're normally a big Q3, big Q4 company, and we haven't seen that as of yet. But you can already see that the total net income has actually increased by 2,784% when we're looking at Q2 over Q2 year over year. So what we're going to be looking at is what does Q3, what does Q4 look like? But already just based off of the revenue trend, we can hope to continue some of that information. So we're really looking to see what this does going forward. One of the big things that I'm going to be watching for is that earnings. So are we going to continue to see this right here? So honestly, we saw this in Q2, and I am honestly amazed that this happened and we haven't seen near that type of growth coming into Q3. So one of the ways that I'm looking to play this is some farther out of the money call options for the end of the year, like $300 a share, because I think that this stock could potentially get there. But this is a company that just is absolutely killing it, and one that I really want to continue to follow, because if we can see some more quarters like this, which again was an incredible surprise, but I mean, if we see something in those same lines where even if it's just a Q3 like $1 EPS, that would be massive for the stock, particularly as they continue to guide higher. And I'm very bullish on it. Again, we can kind of see just some of that trend line, but what we're looking for is another big beat like this. So this is a company that, again, they've just got a lot going for them. Their growth potential we've talked about, just absolutely killing it. Their return, again, incredible. I will say some of the growth here in terms of the actual stock price can be somewhat worrisome. But a lot of this is driven by the hype. Again, this is when they were added to the Dow Jones, not necessarily anything crazy or spectacular at this particular point. But again, if we can see a continuation of earnings, this is a company that I have a lot of faith in, and I think that there's a lot of value to being able to kind of push this along into a new high. So one thing that I would highlight is this company does not pay a dividend. So this is definitely a growth company, but they've got a massive market capitalization at about 227 billion. And there's just a lot going for them. One that I'm definitely going to be watching, and I have some high expectations. So despite the fact that they trade at a premium, I do like this setup going into earnings. Again, I think that this is a company that could easily hit $280, $300 a share by the end of the year. But it's one that we got to be careful, because again, the overall tech industry is not exactly trading in a calm, convenient manner. So this is just another company that I'm going to be watching and looking to do a longer term out of the option leap. Most likely looking at a probably $300 price tag. Again, I haven't finalized that information, but So just to round it out again, I'm looking at Microsoft, CRM, and NVIDIA, and for that reason, because these companies are killing it. So if you are looking to buy some larger companies that still have a lot of growth, check them out. Thanks for watching, and if you have any plays, drop them in the comments below. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.